Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. So today we are going to take a look at Wonder Woman. Let's get this party started. We have a brand new Wonder Woman set of gear that's been added to this universe online thanks to the Wondrous Time Capsule. So you can see in the description, Enhanced Drowned Amazon gear, that is a Wonder Woman set of gear. I made a video about the Drowned Amazon set of gear, but I made it with my male character and the style on the male character looks not very good. But as you can see on the female character, it looks much better. I have to admit I prefer on the character on the left with that body size than the one on the right, but both actually look pretty good. So to the right you have the regular version of the style, and to the left obviously you have the enhanced version of the style. You can see there's a lot of shiny bits with the enhanced version of the style, so you can see a few subtleties between the regular version and the enhanced version, although the main thing is that there's quite some shiny effects added to the enhanced version. But there might be also a few subtleties in the way that the colors are separated on each pieces of gear. Although the very first thing I would do, although I do not like the hand style very much, so the very first thing I would do is that I would replace it with the reforged Wonder Girl bracers we got not too long ago. And I guess we could try to tweak the colors from here, but I would be very tempted to use a steel neon chroma material instead to enhance the bracers a bit. So to the right, I have the steel neon chroma material on the bracers. I don't have them on the left. It's not a big difference, but it does give a metallic look to the bracers as opposed to the ones on the left. And the second thing I would do, I would remove the shoulders. I don't really like the shoulders. And I'm not too crazy about a skirt either. I will take a look at an alternative in just a second. So let's replace the skirt with the Noble Warrior shorts, and let's tweak the colors a bit. And for the shield, I kind of like the shield on the back, although, holy crap, there's a lot of space in between. But recently we got a brand new Bombshell Wonder Woman shield, so I would go either with that, or also we got the Champion of Themyscira as a shield. Let's go with that one. And for the headpiece, I would add a material to make it look metallic as well. In this case, I would add the Red Royal Chroma material. So with the Red Royal Chroma material on the headpiece, it does add some metallic texture to the headpiece. I would be tempted to add the Red Royal Chroma material also to the chest piece, but if we do that, we end up with a whole bunch of white lines on the chest piece. I'm not too crazy about that. And for the belt, there's the Wonder Girl belt that we could kind of use, but I kind of prefer to use the Dystopian Amazon belt. For the accessory here, I'm using the Wonder Woman doll accessory, but obviously you want to use the lasso. The lasso comes either as an accessory or as a belt. We'll experiment with that in just a minute. Although we have the Noble Warrior boots, we'll come back to that style a bit later. But to me, I can't help it. The peaked boots are the perfect Wonder Woman boots in this universe online. So this gives us a pretty darn good version of Wonder Woman in this universe online. But we can improve it a little bit more. We have an official Wonder Woman material that's been added to this universe online. It's an official chroma material. Although it's not quite perfect, it can be a nice improvement on your Wonder Woman character. Sadly, using the material, we end up with boots that are red and gold as opposed to red and white. I can't explain it. I kind of prefer the red and white for some reason. For the bracers, sadly, we cannot get the bracers as silver the way we can get with the steel neon chroma material. So I would be tempted to combine this material with that. And for the shorts, we do have the stars, but on this version of the shorts, on the Noble Warrior shorts, the stars are tiny, and we still have the bigger stars, so it kind of works a bit against it. And we don't have the white lines here. We have some white and blue lines on the chest piece. Although I love the gold look it gives to the top of the chest piece. Not too crazy about the lines it creates on the chest piece. And for the headpiece, you can see that the stars sadly is not red, it's white and blue. We cannot get it to look like the one to the right. It kind of sort of work with the shield still, although we have the blue and white line as opposed to maybe something only white or only blue would probably be better. Oh well. It's a pretty darn good looking material, but it's not quite right to be able to get the right look for a Wonder Woman character. So we are going to replace the shorts with the Progeny of Darkseid shorts. So as you can see, the Progeny of Darkseid shorts gives us some pretty good looking shorts. and it works better with the star pattern of the Wonder Woman material. For the bracers, we could just decide not to use the material, the same with the boots. With the tiara, if we use the Wonder Woman material, we could go with red and gold, as opposed to gold and red. But I would say the better option, I just go with the red royal chroma material. And sadly, I don't have the steel neon chroma material with my character to the left, so this is about the best option we can do for our friend Wonder Woman. And there is the hairstyle. They've added the Wonderful Locks hairstyle. This also comes from the Wondrous Time capsule. You have to gather basically 12 collections to be able to get the hairstyle. But it can be a bit challenging to get the hairstyle, so you might want to go with the Magician hairstyle instead. It works well enough. You can get it easily enough from the Chaos Gotham vendor, and it's not quite the same hairstyle as the one to the left, but it's close enough that it works well enough for a Wonder Woman type character. Although for a long time, I would simply go with the long hairstyle. For some reason, I thought this was more than appropriate for a Wonder Woman type character. Kind of reminds me, I guess, of Wonder Woman from the animated series, the Justice League animated series. The one issue though is that whenever you have a back piece with that hairstyle, it kind of messes up the back piece. And here, even though they've added, there's quite a lot of space behind between the character and the shield, with that hairstyle, there's not enough space still. And another issue also is with the tiara. You can see it overlaps a bit over the tiara. That's something else I guess we could look at. There's a whole bunch of tiara we can use to recreate our friend Wonder Woman. Sadly, a lot of them interfere with the hairstyle. So you will want to use either the Wonderful Lock with those tiaras, or the Magician style. The Magician style is simple enough to get. You can get it for 150 source marks from the Cursed Gotham vendor. And we have quite a few tiara we can use with our friend Wonder Woman. My favorite has to be the Valiant Warrior. Although there is one issue with the Valiant Warrior. There is some built-in texture within the head style. So I usually end up using a material like the Red Road Chroma material to improve the look of the tiara at least a little bit. But I kind of prefer it to the new Wonder Woman head style we just got, although it is a bit more challenging to get. It's a random drop from the Gates of Tartarus mission, so you're gonna have to get either a bit lucky or you're gonna have to farm that mission until you can get the tiara. Another option would be the Themyscirian battlesuit. In this case, it still works well enough if you use a long hairstyle. And there's also the Ancient Amazon Noble head style, which also works well enough with the long hairstyle. There's also the Noble Warrior head style, although as you can see the hairstyle does interfere a lot with the tiara. Here we can see what the tiara actually looks like. So it's going to be a bit tricky to find a hairstyle that does not interfere with the tiara. There are a few, but then again, if you want to recreate Wonder Woman, you're not going to use those their hairstyles. And to go with the headpiece, we actually have a full set of Noble Warrior style. We already have the shorts, but there's also the boots and the chest piece. And if we remove the bracers, there's already some built-in bracers, but as you can see the bracers are red, so it kind of works, but not really. And with that style, you don't really need the belt. I would even say the belt kind of interferes with the style a bit, so I would not use a belt with that style. For quite a while, this was pretty much the better option to recreate our friend Wonder Woman. And here we have the Noble Warrior style with the Wonder Woman chroma material. With the Noble Warrior style, you don't need a belt. Actually, as I said, the belt kind of interferes with the style. And one of the neat thing with the Lasso of Truth is that it comes in two versions. You have the belt version or you have the accessory version. So if you use the belt version, yeah, you can actually use another accessory with the character if you want to. So if you want to be able to have both the lasso and let's say the Wonder Woman invisible plane, if you use the belt version of the lasso, it allows you to be able to get an accessory. I guess you could use the Wonder Woman doll accessory as well, but it kind of interferes a bit with the lasso, so personally I would not do that. I guess we could talk about the transparent Wonder plane a bit. So this is supposed to be Wonder Woman's invisible plane, which obviously, as you can see, looks nothing like a plane. I'm not sure exactly when that was changed. I wouldn't be surprised if it was changed also in the comics at some point. In the comics, it was an actual plane for quite a while, but obviously at some point they decided to change it. So here we can see the Noble Warrior style with the Wonder Woman chroma material. It kind of works well enough, except for one thing, the tiara. I have to use another tiara. So again, I would choose to go with the Valiant Warrior head style, but the new Drowned Amazon works well enough. And if the shiny version, if the enhanced version is all too shiny for your taste, you don't have to use it. You can simply use the regular version of the style if you want to. We got another official Wonder Woman style not too long ago, the Amazon Conqueror style. It's basically inspired by our friend. Actually, it's literally the Flashpoint Wonder Woman style, straight from the comics, or close enough. Here I'm using the Wonder Woman the chroma material, but you don't have to use the material if you don't want to. So here, if you want to use the belt, obviously for the lasso, you will have to use the accessory version. For quite a while, we had the Themyscira battle suit we could use for the chest piece for our Wonder Woman character. It wasn't exactly it, but it was close enough, I guess. And it has some nice shiny stars on the built-in bracers for the chest piece. There's a whole bunch of Amazonian styles, but not all of them actually did look like Wonder Woman. I guess I should probably also include the Donna Troy style we got some time ago. It works well also to, let's say, improve the look of our Wonder Woman type character. This here is the regular version of the style, and we have the enhanced version of the style. And you can use only a few pieces of the style to recreate a somewhat classic version of Donna Troy. So it could work well to enhance the look of our Wonder Woman type character. It gives us a nice cape with a whole bunch of stars if we want to. I guess I wish we had a version of that cape without the big spiky spikes. What can you do? And I kind of like the gloves as well. Although I would be tempted to stick with the Wonder Girl refurbished bracers. But if you don't want to use a back piece, a shield on your back piece, this cape is a good alternative. And let's talk about the shield a bit. We have a few options in order to be able to get a shield for our Wonder Woman type character. There is the Shine Brass shield that we can get at character creation, and it allows us to be able to get a nice big Wonder Woman emblem on our shield if we want to. Although nowadays we have quite a few options for the emblem, we'll take a look at those in just a minute. But now we just got the Bombshell Wonder Woman shield that was added into the game. And you can see also on the wall, we got it as a free gift quite some time ago. Sadly, we cannot get the gift anymore. But now we have the shield that we can use as a weapon if we want to. Or as a back piece, as you saw a bit earlier. And of course, we got the other Wonder Woman shield that we have in this Universe Online. There's a whole bunch of iconic weapons that have been added into the game not that long ago. The shields are some of those, although the shields had been added quite some time ago in the Wonderverse DLC. So we can get those shields in the Wonderverse vendors, but we can also get them as random drops from Wonder Woman if we're lucky. Basically, we can get a reward box from Wonder Woman, and in that box we can choose one of the two shields, or we can even use the Wonder Woman sword. There is also a Wonder Woman sword weapon style we can get, but somehow I don't have it just yet. For the Wonder Woman emblem, other than the shield though, there's not really a costume where we would have a Wonder Woman emblem. I guess we could do what Wonder Girl did in comics for a while and use a t-shirt. Oh well. So here we have the official Wonder Woman emblem, which sadly is no longer available in the game. We got it as a free gift quite some time ago. I think it was for the 75th anniversary of Wonder Woman. And sadly at this point, it's no longer available in the game. It's sad, but that's how it is. And here we have the BVS Wonder Woman emblem, which again sadly is no longer available in the game. It was available for roughly 1 month, and then it was pulled from the marketplace for some reasons. Although we got a whole bunch of new Wonder Woman emblem not too long ago with the Wondrous Time capsule. So here we have the classic Wonder Woman emblem. Here we have the enhanced Wonder Girl emblem. Although in this case, I guess I would be tempted to use the regular version instead. And there's also an emblem we got for the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary. I'm not too crazy about it, but well, there you go. And I have to switch to my multiverse character to be able to show you the blue Misty Star aura. It's a pretty cool looking aura. So basically it's as it says, some blue mist around the character, but there's some stars also falling into the aura. Overall, a pretty cool looking aura. And sadly, it is the rare collection of the time capsule, so it will be pretty difficult and pretty expensive to be able to get all the collections you need to be able to get that aura, which is why I only have it on my multiverse character. I guess there's also the emblem of the Merciless that could sort of work as a Wonder Woman emblem. Of course, it is a Wonder Woman emblem mushed with the Batman emblem, but it could still kind of work. Not to mention the Merciless chest piece itself, the War Metal chest piece. Again, it is the Batman and Wonder Woman emblem mushed together, but it is a Wonder Woman emblem. And there's also the Red Sun Wonder Woman emblem. I've seen a few players actually use this emblem. Although I guess I would be tempted to use the regular version of the emblem in this case. And also not too long ago we got the Amazonian Warrior Chroma, which is the official Wonder Woman Chroma material. Sadly it was only a gift, it was only one gift per account, so you can get it only for one character per account. But from what I understand, from what we discussed on the forums, we should be able to get it added to the marketplace at some point, so you should be able to purchase the material on the marketplace at some point if all goes well. So it's a nice material with one channel that is red, one channel that is gold, and one channel that is blue with the white stars. Even though it is an official Wonder Woman chroma material, it doesn't mean that you have to use it only with Wonder Woman. You could use it with other characters if you want to. And I can already ask, which power should I use with my Wonder Woman character? I guess it would be tempted to go with the electric powers, or maybe even sorcery powers so that she could be a healer. But actually, I thought that the better option would probably be earth power for a few reasons. The first one is, as you can see, you can sort of mimic having super strength with earth powers, thanks to the ability to be able to punch the ground like this. So with Jackhammer, you can have your character mimic having super strength. And you can also use the shards to mimic hitting the ground with your foot and creating a shockwave in front of your character. Obviously, Wonder Woman has flight. Actually, normally in comics, she did fly. Although at some point they made it like she was flying by following the air current or something like that. But at the end of the day, she simply flied. So we can use some flying abilities to be able to complete our loadout. And of course, there is the Wonder Woman iconic ability that she can have. So you can use the Amazonian Deflection, that is an iconic Wonder Woman ability. And of course, there is the Mesmering Lasso. In case you're wondering, you can get those from the iconic powers. I might be tempted to use a Word of Power too, but it's something that I kind of like to keep only for a French Shazam. And of course, you can give super strength to your Wonder Woman character. But there is also the Lasso ability. For the Lasso ability, we also have an artifact called Lasso of Truth, which does improve or changes the ability a bit. Sadly, I wasn't able to really test it so far. I did not upgrade it just yet. I'm going to have to do that at some point. And it is a tank artifact. Basically, the Lasso is useful if you want to be able to crowd control characters. And ideally, you want to do that with a tank or a controller. And I would say even ideally, you want to do that with a tank. Which is one more reason why you might want to be a tank role, so that you can benefit from tank-like abilities or the tank artifact, the Lasso of Truth. And also one more reason is that our friend Wonder Woman technically has been sculpted in clay, as she's basically an earth golem. As she was born from clay, And that's roleplay wise, it makes one more reason why you could use Earth powers with your Wonder Woman character. This is what I would call a roleplay loadout. It's not something I would use, let's say, in an elite raid, but just to have fun, it's a loadout I would use to recreate our friend Wonder Woman. And I almost forgot the most important Wonder Woman item ever, the Wonder Woman cap. It's a little baseball hat you can get with the Wonder Woman emblem on it. Which I guess brings me to my next bit. Where oh where can you get those wonderful Wonder Woman items? Let's take a look. The first option would be the Wondrous Time Capsule. I'm mentioning that first because sadly it's going to be available only for a limited amount of time. By mid-January we should get a new time capsule. So you should have a few months to be able to get the Wonder Woman styles from that time capsule. Also, that is where you can get the Blue Misty Star Aura collection. That is also where you can get the wonderful locks of hair. Another option would be to simply purchase like the hairstyle straight from the broker. Sadly for the aura, for the Blue Misty Star Aura, you cannot get it from the broker just yet. You have to get the collections. There's also the Lasso of Truth that you can get from the broker. Sadly it's not there right now, but I saw it a bit earlier. And also there's a Drowned Amazon that you can purchase right here. Technically it is the same gear, it scales to the level of your character from a level 10 to level 297. The same for the enhanced version. The only distinction between the regular version and the enhanced version is the style itself. And you can also purchase some of the emblems from the broker as well. Sadly, as I mentioned a bit earlier, the Wonder Woman emblem and the BVS Wonder Woman emblem are no longer available in the game. And I have to give my usual broker warning, prices on the broker changes all the time. These are the prices on the broker right now, tomorrow, next week, next month, later tonight. The prices could be different. So the broker would be probably your best option to look for some Wonder Woman styles. So some of the Wonder Woman styles you can get from your friend Dr. Fate in the daily reward vendor. So here you can see the crown of the Noble Warrior, the chest guard, the leg guard, and the boots. There's only 4 pieces of style for that style, but it will cost you 100 Fate token for each pieces of the style. Sadly, it looks nothing like Wonder Woman on the male character, so I can't really show it to you here, but you saw the style earlier in the video. I thought the Wonder Woman cap came from the vault, so I thought it would be added here, but I guess it came from the marketplace then. I purchased those items like 10 years ago, so kind of hard to remember sometimes. So sadly for the Wonder Woman cap, you cannot get it from Dr. Fate at this point. Although they have added some items from the marketplace like the boxing gloves, the dandy hats, the splendid wings. So who knows, at some point they might add the Wonder Woman cap in the Dr. Fate vendor. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. And you should be able to get some styles from Star Sapphire Satana. Let's take a quick look. So here we have the Themysciran Battlesuit style. So here we have the head style. We have the chest. You can see the chest is a little bit different on the male than on the female character. There's also the vending unit 44 rare style vendor. So here we have the Ancient Amazon Noble head style. So one of the few tiaras we have in the game with the star on front of it. And there's some more vendor we might have access to in Amazon Fury. Let's go to the Themysciran comment post. So here we have a vendor called Karen. I won't even make any jokes about it. So she's selling a style that's called the Ambassador style, but technically if you take a look at the actual style name, it's the Themysciran Battlesuit. So this is another option you have to be able to purchase the Themysciran Battlesuit if that is what you decide to use for your Wonder Woman character. So we should have a few more vendors in Patchwork Themyscira. We do have the Wonderverse Supply Bot Alpha here, but he's also in the open world map, so let's go over there. So let's take a look at our friend the Supply Bot Alpha. So I mentioned the Wonder Woman shield, so here this is where you can get also the Wonder Woman shield if you want to. So you can get those either from the broker, either from farming the Wonder Woman character in the game, or you can just come here and purchase them for 100 splinter coins. It's 100 splinter coins each. And we do have a few things like the Bombshell Wonder Woman bracers. I did not show those with my Wonder Woman characters because my multiverse character is the only one who has those bracers. And the same with the Red Sun Wonder Woman belt or the Bombshell Wonder Woman boots. Although in the case of the boots, these are female boots. Doesn't matter if you're a male character or a female character, you get the female boots either way. So here you have the Bombshell Wonder Woman bracers and the boots. And you have the Red Sun Wonder Woman belt. Sorry if this was a bit convoluted. Basically, my multiverse character is the one that has most of my styles. So I have quite a few female characters that don't have quite the same styles as my multiverse character. In some cases, I can use replay badges to purchase the styles, so it's not an issue for those. But there's a few styles that I had to farm for in order to be able to get them. And there's some styles like the Blue Misty Star Aura that are way too difficult to get, and I wasn't able to get them on multiple characters. Already had to do quite a bit of farming to be able to get the Wonder Woman hair for a couple of my characters. But for styles like the Aura, it just wasn't an option.